Hey guys, how you doing? I am in Oban, blagged it onto a pier waiting for OJB to come and get me for the final stretch. What you're about to watch is a bunch of kind of higgledy-piggledy clips from the last few days. I don't know where I'm going to take you to, but let's take you back 3 or 4 days and we'll start from there.
Thoughts in your head telling you we won't make it. Thoughts in my head telling me I can't lose it.
Nearly a century since industrialisation began, the UK produced more than half of the world's CO2 emissions from burning fossil fuels.
Yeah, I know the space apart's a lot right now, but we don't have to give this up right now.
This is Lismore Island on the edge of Mull. And last night we hiked up to there. 12th century castle. I'll put some little photos I took on my iPhone in. That might be my Britain's wildest. Bunch of sheep on there. I think there are some inhabitants, but it doesn't look like it from here, does it? Onward to Mull. We have 13 days to do about 6 days of sailing, maybe 7. But with a massive storm rolling in, so we'll see what happens.
The problems that we're facing now, a lot of them, are because we are not acknowledging our connectedness with nature, with this world that we live in. And as a result, we have to, it's very expensive, both in terms of life and pain and economically. What I'd like to do is share how truly connected we are to the world, and that's the start of it. Just to acknowledge that and to plant that seed. That's what I want.
I think for everyone at this point in time, if we're not getting the results, if we're not getting the actual action rather than just words from our global leaders, our politicians, we all need to collectively actually engage with politics and hold our leaders to task and say, the time for words and promises and pledges is over. We're on this precipice where ecosystems are collapsing all around us. 1 in 3 species of plant and animal are ready to go extinct in the next 50 years if we don't tackle this now.
In our case, right now, it's listening to the oceans, but I guess the bigger picture is listening to the earth and paying attention to what's there. And it's so easy to be completely oblivious to it when it's right in front of you. But I think through this project, it's definitely opening our eyes and opening our ears to a whole new world that has been right next to us, but we've just not paid any attention to. It's something that everyone can do in some capacity, and they can start just putting a little more energy into listening to what's already there.
What we're doing with these underwater recordings, I think it's interesting that there's often multiple layers. The surface level, for instance, recordings we're getting at the moment, there's one thing we're all hearing, but there's another level, once you dive deeper into it, and I think that can be applied into other parts of your life,
It'll all be fine, distance ain't on the phone, let your heart decide to.
We're in Tobermory. We've got Becky and Emma, incredibly experienced whale and dolphin watchers and skippers on the water, taking us out into the yonder beyond Mull to try and look for Aquarius and John Coe, the last 2 whales of the native killer whale pack that hang around the UK. I'm going to go off and find Chloe. These guys are going to go for a day sail.
Then up towards cairns of Mull in this area. It's quite important area for cetaceans. Mull, the minke whale, who is the most famous minke whale in the Hebrides, a little local celebrity. He was seen there again this year for I think the 17th year in a row. So he keeps coming back. So that's a really good spot as well. But actually, to be honest, sailing all the way along here, you could get cetaceans at any time, really.
Whatever they find today, I'm going to have to watch in the film like everybody else. They might be minke whale, they might be dolphins, there could be anything. Taken Jim's truck, I've got Chloe in the car, and we're going to go see what we can see, try and go up past Tobermory to the castle, see some of the best of what the Isle of Mull's got to offer.
I can deal with losing you, no. Girl, I'm right beside you. It'll all be fine. Distance ain't on the phone. Let your heart decide to leave the pain behind. The pictures will hang on the wall. Let it go.
Please, yes please.
On your own, can't be so lonely. And no one cares like I do.
Wow, look at these guys.
Tell me we're okay. I can't lose
years. To pull over because a farmer is trying to get his cows to start coming up the hill here. Not being highly compliant, really.
Come on, ladies, come on.
Here she comes. Hello, mate. Alright, guys. Go on 978. Check out this little fish and chip shop with the grass roof bedding in. It's some nice fireplace. And he's got the packages. We got one from London Zoo. We are going to be dropping plastic bottles in the ocean off the coast of Mull with GPS trackers in them, so London Zoo can see what happens to plastic waste. I'll show you the clip now.
This is obviously a plastic bottle, but inside is a GPS. We're going to put it off the side of the boat. Latitude and longitude is 56 degrees 35 minutes north, 5 degrees 59 minutes west. Let's do this. So we're going to learn a lot from this. Farewell, strong bottle. Here we go. Fare thee well. Fare thee well.
Chloe and I are off from Cragner to Oban. How's that for a living postcard? It's a beautiful morning in Oban. Check this amphitheatre out. I don't know what it is exactly, but I'd love to know. Amazing thing to have on the top of the hill. And now I'm about to rejoin the boys, and now the race is on, the 21st. We have less than 10 days. Theoretically, this is a great spot to get on because of this, but there's no way to get in there because there's a locked gate. So I might have to come down the ladder, but then I've got this bag fiasco. That's the issue. Also, I've been sending all of our audio recordings over to George Holiday, who has been working these aquatic sounds into some kind of immersive aquatic experience. I'll send you some updates from him now.
Hey Dave, I am just here sat on the bus going through everything that's come in from the oceans. It's really difficult to pinpoint what is animals, what is movement, what is life out in the sea, and what is human interruption, but I'm confident I'll find little bits. There's this clicking sound, and it's like a persistent clicking. In fact, I named it persistent click. And I think it's shrimp, snapping shrimp, but it sounds like you guys were in a cove or some kind of a space, because the actual raw sound has reverb on it. Underwater reverb I've never heard of. Check this out. That echoey cave sound, I haven't added. I have no idea if this is going in the right direction. These sounds that are quite dark, and there's quite a lot of, I guess, industrial sound in there. So I have some cool kick sounds. The little clicks of the snapping shrimp just played loads of keys at once. So it's playing the same sound in slightly different tones across many notes. And then I've layered that up with this awesome sound. It sounded like an underwater clap, to be honest. Now layered with the snaps, I thought they were really cool sounds. And then add in the kicks, and it's starting to sound like an actual beat. After adding all of my sounds on it, you've got this. Super cool sound. Day 2, I was laying in bed thinking last night, what will help people connect to it from that kind of pop, normal song kind of approach rather than just these weird sounds. In the second half, I've just done this 4 to the floor kind of beat that just makes it feel a bit more comfortable to listen to. I've actually found this great little fish sound. So that's what I've ended up with, and this was the initial sound. Which is just a fish sound on the keyboard, and I think it was just a talking fish. So I stuck it for a bass amp. I then played with the octaves and layered those different octaves on there, and then a bit of reverb, some delay, some cool effects, and it sounds wicked. Sounds like an actual synth sound, which I think is amazing. And there's these amazing sounds that sounds amazing, and it puts it in tune of the song, but the whale is choosing the notes, which I also love. Sounds like the shuffling of a fish. These are sounds that you've collected on the boat. I just did a little bit of timing, like moved some bits around, so it sounds like da 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 da, like a Latin kind of feel to it. And just those little layers, I think, add so many cool details. You can hear it in there. Hopefully you like it.
It is getting super choppy out here, but I think I can see OJB in the distance. Got to make a run for it. Alright guys, take care of yourselves, look after each other. I'll see you in a couple of days when we're back on the high seas.